Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. What is going on, family? All right, so I wanted to make another budgeting video real quick. It's the first of the month, as I mentioned when I came into the video. And the first of the month is a very, very important date, okay? Before I get started, I want to make sure that you guys comment on the video. I know my hair is getting rough. Comment on the video on YouTube. Make sure you share it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100 subscribers, which is not a lot, but you got to start somewhere, okay? I need you guys to share this video and encourage other people to subscribe, okay? So first of the month. The first of the month is always very, very important to me when it comes to my budgeting, okay? My last video that I made, if you haven't watched the last video, make sure you check that video out. It talks about how I budget and what app I use and what helps me keep track of my money. I don't know what that was, but maybe I should turn around to make sure it doesn't come this way, okay? So again, I use an app called Money Manager. I put, excuse me, I put every single dime. I round up and I round down. Excuse me, man, got a bit of COVID in my throat, So I round up or down depending on what it is. Okay, I pay cash for everything. If I am able to pay cash down to the dollar, to the cents, I round down, okay, because I supplied the cents and I don't know, it's weird in my mind, but it works. However, if I have to buy something, it costs 13 bucks, I pay 14 or I pay 20, whatever it may be, I round up, okay? When I get paid, I round down, okay? So it's always depending on how I receive my money and how I am paid, okay? Or how I spend the money, okay? Now, with it being the first of the month, and I'm gonna bring up my app real quick. If you have not already started keeping track of your money, the first of the month is the perfect opportunity to start that. Now, unfortunately, I probably won't put this video up until the 2nd or the 3rd, just because I'm working and I need to, make sure I have time to upload it. But you want to start from the first of the month to the end of the month, okay? That way you can get an entire month's worth of what you are spending, okay? However, if you cannot start until my first month, I didn't start. I started like the 15th or the 16th. I mean, I was far into the month and I started, but I kept putting it off. Don't put it off every single month. Don't say you missed the first of the month and so now you can't start until another, until next month, okay? Because what happens is that you keep putting it off and then you don't keep track of your expenses and you keep spending, I'm going to call it pointless money, okay? So again, if you can't start today, I'm uploading this video probably on the 2nd or the 3rd. That don't mean that you need to wait until next month. Do it right now. Stop wasting time, okay? So I record my expenses, and again, if you haven't kept track of it so far, start right now. Now, what do I do on the 1st as well? I also go back and look at what money I spent, okay? I look at now I'm not saying this to say that I'm not going to spend pointless money next month, but I see what money and how much money I spent that I probably wouldn't spend on a monthly basis, okay? I looked at my expenses briefly for the purpose of this video. That way I can kind of talk about, where I spent my money and where I know I have a little bit of, room, okay? So my biggest expense, and this is always my goal now because I was able to get rid of my debt. And so now my biggest expense every month is always, and I try to make it my savings, okay? I try to put more money in my savings than I do in anything else, okay? I'm getting kind of distracted, but my savings is my biggest expense. And typically my second biggest expense is my bills, right? So, but then, so for last month, I spent money on shoes, okay? I'm not gonna buy shoes every month. Some people will, some of you will, I do not, okay? So I know that money that I spent on shoes is money that I'll have available next month to put towards something else, okay? Let's see what else I spent money on. Food. I know exactly how much money I spent on food. Now, food for me is going to be consistent. I always spend the same amount of money on food. I noticed that there's a few things that I purchased, like an editing software that I am going to utilize for this channel, right? So that's something else. It wasn't a lot of money, but it's something else that I don't spend on a monthly basis, okay? If I did not have this app, or if I did not have a way to track my money and my spending, I would not be able to talk to you guys about saving money or doing whatever you want to do with it. And just because you're saving money don't mean that you can't do any other things with it. You can save it up to a certain amount and go buy a car, go buy a motorcycle, whatever it may be. But I just don't want you guys to waste that money on pointless interest, okay? And I call it spending pointless money because, you know, we all need things. I needed shoes, but again, it's not something that I buy on a regular basis, okay? Let's see what else we got here. My car, right? So I have to do a couple things to my car. I know that I don't have a car payment, but I know not every single month I don't have to always put money towards my car. So again, that's money. So typically what I do is I look at that money after the month is over, and I say, okay, this is how much money you spent in, for example, June, that you probably won't spend next month, okay? That does a couple things for me. It gives me the ability to understand how much money I have to play around with, okay? Outside of savings and outside of bills, okay? And it also, you know, after so long, right? So let's say that we're in September and I'm still, you know, kind of doing the same thing where I'm like, okay, I'm still spending pointless money. I know where that money went. I can account for that money. Whereas previously, and I had this conversation with someone, I think last weekend, and pretty much I talked to them about how I get paid and I have no idea where that money goes, right? So now I can account for every single dollar. Now, is that money that I spend justified? Probably not, but I can account for it. I think a lot of us are spending money and we don't know where that money goes after the fact, right? So if you're spending it on shoes or clothes or car parts or whatever it may be, just be able to account for it and not be unaware, okay? So that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys download an app. I don't care what app it is. I don't care if it's an Excel spreadsheet. Download an app and make sure you're accountable. Hold yourself accountable for your money, okay? Download the app, record it for 30 days for that whole month, and then after that time period elapses, go back and see what you can change. If you feel like you need to change anything, right? Some people say work hard, play hard, right? So if that's your play money, let it be your play money, but make sure that you're saving and paying your bills, all right? I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully you can hear the video, but it's getting windy. You guys take it easy.